What's up everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Jamaraly, and my channel is all about helping you either start or grow your e-commerce marketing agency or your e-commerce store. For those of you who are new here, if you guys don't already know, I actually own and run my own e-commerce marketing agency as well as my own e-commerce store, which is exactly why my channel is all about helping you and giving you strategies and tips on how to grow your online business. So if you like the sound of that, be sure to go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already, and hit that notification bell wherever it is so that you guys are notified of each and every time that I post. That is like a lengthy intro, but I did it, y'all. So I'm gonna do my best to not ramble and go on a rant within this video, because as you guys can tell in the title of the video today, I will be discussing signs on, you know, whether or not it's time to actually leave your 9-to-5, look for another job, or you know, start that business endeavor that you've been wanting to start or that you've been working on, you know, when you've been coming home after your 9-to-5. So the reason why I wanted to make this video was actually because I tend to do this a lot. Like, I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys do it too, or maybe I'm just crazy, but every single day, I don't know what it is, I love going through my album, whether it's to just look back at photos on like memories or how far I've come, whether it's, you know, scenery, like my face, how far I've came, my body, how much it's changed, or just, like I said, looking back at memories. But I was doing that yesterday, and I actually came across and stumbled across like memories that actually popped up on not only my photo album, but my Snapchat memories of when I was actually working at one of my 9-to-5s. And there was like a little moment of like an awe moment, because there's some good, you know, like I'm not bashing anyone who's working a 9-to-5 in this video. I just want to make that clear as a disclaimer. 9-to-5 workers, you know, employees, they are essential. I have employees myself, but there was like a little moment in me where it was like a sense of like an emotion towards it. I don't know what for. I don't know if it's because like I miss like the social environment that I was in within the job, but then it was like a whoosh came in and was like, no girl, no, that is not what you need. That is not what you wanted. You were here for a reason. It's not to be in a 9-to-5. And all of the crazy reasons as to why I left my 9-to-5 and will probably not go back came and stormed in my mind, which is exactly what I want to share with you, because you guys might be battling with that same problem and might be, you know, going through something, whether it's at work or trying to start your new business endeavor, but just don't know how or don't know whether it's, you know, the right time. So this video is just to share kind of my experience and my like signs on how I knew it was ready to just get up on out of there. So if you guys want to hear and stick to the end of this video, please keep watching. But the first thing that I want to kind of go over and talk about is just the mental health part of when I was working at my 9-to-5. Now, I'm not going to say any names, I'm not going to say where I worked or anything, but where I worked, it was just a very toxic environment. I feel like when you start working somewhere, it always starts out good, you know, like anywhere. You always start off really well, really good relationships, everyone's treating you nice, you're doing what you came into the workplace to do, you know. But in one of my last 9-to-5s, I just felt like I, in specific, was being tossed a lot of work more than usual and just being very taken advantage of. I had no control over everything. And one of my biggest pet peeves is just being micromanaged. And in that workplace, I was micromanaged, and not only myself, but all of my other employees as well, which is being very micromanaged. And I'm someone who knows exactly what I need to do. I'm very organized. I have an amazing work ethic. I've always been told that any place that I've ever worked, and even in my own business. The only problem that I have is that when other people tend to have like a trust issue and try to the trust of like relinquishing work on others, but then they tend to micromanage you and your other employees when we're doing what we need to do and we know what needs to be done. Like, I have a problem with that, and that was big in one of my last jobs, and I hated it. It was something that was very nerve-wracking, because I'm someone who has anxiety, and like I said, I know what I need to do, I'm doing it. But when you're hovering over me, or you're constantly like, you know, hey, are you doing this? Did you do this? Hey, did you do this? Like, that gives me anxiety. And when I have anxiety, I get nervous, and it takes a toll on my mental health. And that was something that was huge within my last job. And then just the, you know, the work environment. A lot of the times now I feel like work is just so different than how it was for like our parents. I feel like work now, or a lot of the times, us millennials, we are in a very different era. Our work ethic is very different, and the managers need to get accustomed and adjust to the way that we work. I 100% believe, because I feel like I was very confined, or I don't know how to really explain it, but there was no growth or like potential. And I did so much work, more work than I normally would do, and being tossed several different like position and titles into one when I only was hired to do one thing. I was not getting a pay raise. I had no, you know, growth in that job environment to excel and exceed the position that I was already in. And I worked there for over a year. So I just felt like I was very stuck. And then another thing that I wanted to mention is just the fact that I was not able to kind of just take off when I wanted to. And what I mean by this, because I know you can't just like get up and leave and just like take off of work. I mean, I know you can't do that, but as far as like when I had sick days and like going into work, they just didn't have any emotion towards their employees. And like me, for example, because I'm talking about myself, I remember wanting to call out of work. You know, there was 2 times in a year where I was either really bad with my allergies or just very, very sick. Like it was like cold was going around. I had stuffy nose. I mean, like from my spine, I had mocos coming out, like TMI, but like I was sneezing, my eyes were red, stuffy, and just like sore throat and everything. And I remember like I tried telling them, I'm like, I do not feel good. Like I've never taken a day off of work. Can I please have this one day to just be in my bed and rest, because I am sick? And I remember they're like, we need you. Like, we need you. But yet, if one of my managers, for example, felt a slight little cough, they would get up and go. And I mean, like, of course, it is their business. With all due respect, it is their business. They can do whatever they want at the end of the day. But that's that, like, non-caring for your employees that I'm talking about, that I see a lot in a lot of other people's workplaces, which I think is just so wrong. So I knew that was like a huge problem, just a toxic, just the unfairness that was going on, just the fact that like they didn't really care for like the employees, you know, and especially some of the employees that had kids, and like they needed to be understanding of the fact that there are kids at home that need to be attended to in case like there was a day that there was no school. It was just like an environment that was not good to be around, and it took a toll on my mental health, and it took a toll on when I went back home to, you know, like my loved ones, my boyfriend, my family. Like I was always pissed. I was always coming home upset, just, you know, in a bad mood. And then it was just like a kind of a repeat on a, you know, every single day. And that actually leads to my next reason. So I knew that, I've always known that like I was deserving of more. Now, I don't want to say deserving of more, but I always knew that I was meant to and destined to be more, and like do something to change. And like I'm the type of person that I cannot stick to one routine. Like I'm constantly in need of something more, something better, and something changed. And it goes into what I was saying, was that when I started working in this full-time job, it was constantly go to bed early, you know, or go to bed late, wake up early, be exhausted, go slave at work, you know, do everything that they needed me to do, having no control over, in a toxic environment, being pissed, coming home, being upset, taking it out on my family, taking it out on my loved ones, and just going to bed, repeating the whole entire thing. And the only time that I had to myself was on the weekends. And I knew that that was a huge problem for me, because I need more time for that. I need more time for myself. I need more time for my social life. I needed more time for my family, my loved ones, and just to do things for myself and my well-being, you know. Like there was no way that whole routine of waking up and just repeating this every single day was like okay with me. And I knew it from the get-go. Like I think a couple months into me working there, I was like, what am I doing? Like this cannot be my life. Like I started thinking future-wise. I was like, there's no way that I'm gonna end up like my parents. I mean, like I love them, they're hard workers, but there's no way I can end up like my parents, like literally working every single day, 9 to 5 or 8 to 4, whatever it is, and not having time to spend time with my kids when I end up having kids, and just being, you know, in a family. I was like, I cannot do this. Like this is not for me. Like I'm a person who, I love excitement, I love to travel. And then that's another thing, having 2 weeks of just vacation. That's not okay with me. Jonathan and I, for those of you who know, we literally go on vacation like every single 90 days. Like we make it a goal, like basically like almost every single quarter we go on vacation. So like 2 weeks for me was like, it's making me itch just thinking of that, because I love going out. I love just, being able to be in control of what I need to do, get my work done, and have the freedom and that ability. So that is another thing, just the fact of like having that same routine and constantly just like slaving for that, for all those hours, and coming home to just be tired and drained. Like it was not okay with me, and I was not about to have it. So I knew I needed to do something about it ASAP. So another thing is just like, you guys know we've had this business for 4 years. So like I knew that there was a business at home. Like there was a point in time where I was actually working while Jonathan was still doing the business, and not because we needed the actual money, but because I'm gonna also make a video on this like eventually down the line of like partners and just like being in a relationship as well as being business partners, because that's another juicy and I think a great topic to make. But I actually ended up going to a job because Jonathan and I were just clashing heads too much, working together relationship wise. So I was like, I need space. I need to take my time away. I'm just gonna get a job so that you are alone during the day and I'm doing something elsewhere. So I actually ended up taking a job somewhere, and that was the reason why. Not because I needed the job, but because I needed to have that space. Because let me tell you, we needed that space. So my point here is that we had the business still going, we had the business booming, and eventually, like, it was nice. Again, every time you start a job, it's always nice. Everyone's treating you well. You're not being taken advantage of. You're going in to do what you need to do. Everything's going well. Now, a couple months down the line, I started realizing, I'm like, oh my God, like now I'm kind of like in this like loop, and like I've funneled down this hole where it's going to be hard. And I'm a very, person. I'm someone who gets attached and I feel for others. So for me, it was like, I didn't feel like it was right to just up and leave and quit the job that I was currently in. So I kind of just stuck there for months and months, and it took a toll on me. Again, my mental health, and just, I was thinking of them rather than me and my own business, which is insane. Like, it's so sad and insane for me to actually think about this and say out loud, because like I've spent so much time, I wasted so much time and so much energy and stress on someone else's business that they didn't even treat me fairly or do the things that I needed them to do for me, that I wasn't doing and putting into my own business and helping Jonathan out. So it's mind baffling to me, but that's basically where I'm going with this. Is just like, I knew I had this business going in the back end, and that was another reason as to why I knew like I needed to get out of there ASAP, because I have my own business to take care of. Like at that point, we had clients coming in. Jonathan was not able to do everything alone. So I also knew like my business was waiting for me. I need to be attentive to it, and I need to help Jonathan out with the business. And then, another thing was just like, again, it's not the lifestyle I wanted. I knew that there was more for me. I knew that I needed to get out. I knew that I was destined to do more, and just not being able to spend time with Jonathan, or not having the time to like just get up and have the freedom. I remember just my friends wanted to do something on one day, and I was unfortunately not able to do that because I'm not allowed to take a day off, when I never took a day off, which is crazy to me. So it's just those little things that I was really picky about. And then I do want to mention this, because if you have all these feelings and you're leaning to, whether or not it's not necessarily starting your own business or leaving your 9-to-5, but make sure that you have something to, hold you grounded when you do like up and quit the current job that you're in, that you want to leave. If this is the case, make sure you have like an emergency fund and you've been saving up, or maybe you have like an extra side hustle that you've been working on that is there, because you don't want to just up and leave and quit your job without anything holding and having you like a safety net. You know what I mean? You want to make sure that you have that there for you. So don't just up and leave and just think everything is going to be okay. Don't do that. Make sure you have a safety net and make sure that you are okay before actually leaving and quitting your job. So, and then the last thing that I want to leave you here, so I feel like I've been going on a rant, like I'm venting here to you guys. Hope that you enjoy this little talk. By the way, I actually left the gym, so that's why I'm sweating. I'm making this as soon as I got home from the gym. But the last thing that I want to leave you guys off here before I conclude this video is just following your intuition. You know, if you feel like there needs to be a change in something, and if you feel like what your current situation is right now is not where you want to be in or what you like, you need to change and you need to start doing something about it as soon as possible, because I feel like the number one thing is your mental health. And if you're not okay here, nothing is going to be okay like anywhere else, in every other aspect within your life, your social life, your loved ones, yourself. You need to take care of you first. And I feel like I've always said this, like there's nothing that you can put a price point on, you know, that's your mental health. You need to take care of you first. You need to be happy. You need to think of yourself and put yourself first and make yourself a priority. Everything else, a job is temporary. You can always find another job. You can always find another side hustle. You can always do everything else. But if you are getting all these signs and you feel like you're in such a toxic environment and something needs to be done, follow your intuition and make the change today. Trust me, you will be happy that you've made the change or took steps in making the change, because like I said, nothing is better than making sure that you are okay here. Now, with that being said, I'm just going to conclude this video because I feel like this video has gotten a little bit lengthy here. I hope that you enjoyed my little rant, and I hope that this has maybe, you know, opened your eyes, and maybe you're going through the same thing, and maybe just hearing me out has made your kind of like gears turn. So yeah, I hope that you enjoyed it, and if you guys did, please be sure to give this video a huge thumbs up, comment down below on what you guys would like to see next from me, as well as subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.